I like being comfortable. Part of my purpose in life, to live and work in an environment that encourages productivity and pleasure. And I started to change it, and the more I changed it, the more I decided I'm going to treat me properly. If you don't treat yourself well, you're going to have difficulty treating other people well. If you want to be generous with other people, start being generous with yourself. Giver's gain. Give to yourself. Be generous with yourself. But you're the only one that can determine where you're going to start. And make up your mind that you're going to start right now. And start talking about the change that you're going to make.
So I want you to put yourself back in that state of mind. Try to recall that. Put yourself back in that vibration. Take a deep breath and get in that place of gratitude. Ask yourself the question, why is gratitude so important? What we've been talking about is how we want to create an image in our mind. And we want to impress it on our subconscious mind. We want to emotionalize it. We want to see it as already happening. And that's how we manifest it in our lives. And so what do we have to do in order to manifest what we want? We can get any image in our conscious mind, but what do we have to do to see that that is what happens in our physical world? We have to get in harmony with it. We have to be in harmony with it, because what's going on in our conscious mind is not determining the results in our life. What's determining the results in our life is what's going on in our subconscious part of our personality, in the emotional part of our personality. So it is so important that we pay attention to how we feel. And that's what gratitude is all about. How many have read The Science of Getting Rich? In the front of this book, it says, read chapters 4, 14, and 7 every day for 60 days, every single day. And chapter 7 is the chapter on gratitude. And gratitude, in fact, Wallace Wattles, he said the entire process of mental adjustment and attunement can be summed up in one word. What's that word? Gratitude. What is mental adjustment and attunement? How many had a situation this morning where you weren't feeling that great? You were frustrated about something, maybe you couldn't find something, talk to somebody back home and it didn't quite go as you...
Activate cells in their brain. And when those cells start moving, whatever's in them comes on the screen of the other person's mind. It may be images of you. And then you go to pick up the phone to phone them and they're on the other end and you think, wow, what a coincidence. No coincidence at all. It's thought transference. It goes on all the time. We can consciously and deliberately do this. We've got awesome powers, but let's understand that the thoughts we think most of the time are going to manifest in the results in our life. The thoughts always tell the truth. Now, results are interesting. They're interesting. And it's something you should really think about. You know, how do results happen? Most people honestly believe that there's an emotional or capricious God that's causing it all to happen. That isn't the way it is at all. Some people are blaming other people for the results they get. They're blaming the economy. They blame the politicians. Listen, if there's results happening, we've got to ask who causes them. Results don't just happen. They do not just happen. Now, I was plagued with the idea, how is this happening to me? I had gone from being a very shy, quiet, miserable human being to be pretty happy, pretty healthy, and pretty wealthy. And just boom, it was two different worlds. It was going like from the dark into the light. And I had absolutely no idea how it could happen. I see, because I didn't know how it could happen, I couldn't transfer it. It was non-transferable. I was what you call an unconscious competent. Now, most people that are doing well, that's where it is. They're unconscious competence. They cannot really articulate on why they do so well. And because they can't share it with somebody else. I mentioned yesterday, if corporations knew this information, they would be teaching it. They don't know it. You'll say, how could a big company like that not know? How could the schools not know? They don't know. And here's the crazy part. They don't even know they don't know. So they're trying with old methods of force and pushing to try and change the results. Force negates, drives you further away. You try and force your opinion on somebody, a big wall will come up between you. We make the results happen. It's what's going on inside. So there's no sense in looking or pointing your finger. You've got to look inside. Now, let's take a real close look at results. How do they happen? We talked about this some yesterday. Okay? We're talking about awareness. It's not just how they happen. Let's be aware. Now, there's many levels of awareness. We were using these lines yesterday to represent frequencies. Let's let them represent levels of awareness right now. We have very high and very low levels of awareness. Now, you can always tell a person's level of awareness if you just pay a bit of attention to what they're doing, how they're living. We're right around the front of the book, I believe, somewhere. But as you take a look at a person, you know they're operating with a very low level of awareness. They complain about everything. They're always pointing their fingers and they're bitching and griping and moaning, and they never do very well. If you take a look at them, they're very sloppy in their appearance. It's low consciousness. And you take a look at someone else, they're articulate, they're immaculate, they're effective. What? High consciousness. It's not that everybody can't do it. Everybody can do it. It's just that everybody doesn't do it. So let's take A and B here. Now, a person, what role does awareness play in the results? Well, let's think about it. You know, as you give this some thought, let's take a little baby. Little tiny baby. The baby doesn't know and doesn't know they don't know. Babies are not aware of the dangers of fire. They are just not aware of the dangers of fire. Fire could take her life. It could do all kinds of damage, but the baby's not aware of that. It doesn't matter that you don't understand. You still lose. You say, but it's just a baby. How could God let that happen? God has nothing to do with it. We do it ourselves. You know, it's like a kid walking.
All right, guys, let's get this call started. I just promoted it to every chat, everywhere. If you guys can help me promote it as well, it would mean the world to me as well, guys. Just getting everything set up here. Let's get this call started. Here we go. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Happy Thursday. I hope everybody is having a beautiful start to their days. I got Hazel here with me as well. Hey, Hazel. Say good morning to everybody. Hazel just loves to hang out with me while I work. But I hope everybody's feeling good, feeling blessed. I'm feeling so good this morning. Like I've been telling people, man, it feels so good because, you know, over the last couple of weeks, I've really been aligning my mind, my body, and my spirit. And I was sharing this message with, you know, my private group yesterday about how ever since I started to align those things, I feel like I'm just attracting so many amazing things into my life. Okay. And it's amazing how when you raise your vibration, right, what ends up happening is, okay, you end up, you know, aligning your mind, you end up aligning your body, and you end up aligning your spirit. And as you start to align those things, you tend to attract the right situations, the right circumstances, and the right people into your life. And that's exactly what has been happening for me over the last couple of days. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I want to make sure that you guys are also doing the exact same thing. I want to use it as a reminder. Please make sure that you guys are aligning your mind, your body, and your spirits, right? Make sure that you are really putting yourself in a position to grow, putting yourself in a position to elevate in all areas of your life, okay? Don't just focus on your mind. Make sure that you're also getting your body in the right place and make sure that your spirit is also in the right place when it comes to building that relationship with your creator and healing from whatever you got to heal from and all of those great things. Because trust me, the best thing that you could ever do is get that aligned. All right, guys. So just a little message real quick that I felt like, you know, everybody had to hear this morning. You know, it was something that I shared with my private group yesterday. And, you know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, it was shared here today as well. Yes, the private group, I'm going to be launching the chat for that today. I'm going to be, you know, getting more people in those chats today for the private group. That's for, you know, for my people with MMX. I got you guys. Don't worry. But with that being said, guys, real quick, I want to see, we got already 80 plus people on the call here on YouTube. We got another 20 plus. We got over 100 already on the call. Let's keep sharing it. Let's keep sharing it. I got a great session for us today on the success formula. I'm sure some of you guys have heard this training, but I think it's a perfect time for this training as well, based off of where we're at, beginning of September and so on and so forth. But before we get started with today's training, I do want to make you guys aware of a couple of things that I think are very important. Okay. There's 4 seasons in the year. Okay. And if you want to call it 4 seasons, let's call it 4 quarters better. All right. 4 quarters every single year. Okay. Now, for those who know, the first quarter of the year is from January 1st to March 31st. That's the first quarter. January 1st, March 31st is the first 90 days of the year. The second 90 days of the year are April 1st to June 30th. Okay, that's the second quarter of the year. April 1st to June 30th. Okay. The third quarter of the year, my brother Richard, was good, bro. The third quarter of the year is from July 1st to September 30th. Okay. So right now, we are in the third quarter of the year. We are wrapping up the last month of the third quarter of the year. Okay. Now, the fourth quarter starts October 1st. It'll be from October 1st till December 31st. That's the last quarter of the year. Okay. Now, we are all, as we can see, in the third quarter of the year. Now, put a 3 in the chat box if you are aware of this, right? You are aware, you understand, Nano. I get it. I'm in the third quarter of the year. Okay, I get that. I'm in that last month of the year, right? I'm in that last month of this quarter. Now, I want you guys to understand this, okay? That fourth quarter of the year is going to be a very important quarter for all of us, including for myself. Probably one of the most important fourth quarters of my career, going into such a big year like 2025. And I say this to you guys because of this, okay? And I want you guys to keep this in mind. Remember this. How you finish one quarter will determine how you start the next one. Okay? If you're taking notes, take notes on this. This is not even the training yet, but it's going to lead into my training. How you finish one quarter will determine how you start the next quarter. Okay? So if you guys want to have a really good fourth quarter, it starts right now. It starts with what we do in the next 25 days till, the end of this month. These next couple of days, guys, every single day counts. Because the last thing we want to do is we don't want to wait till December 31st to start a new year. We want to already have a running head start, because majority of people are going to wait till December 31st to start their New Year's resolution. They're going to be starting. They're going to be waiting to start there. We have to come already running. We have to have a running head start going into 2025. Okay? We start to prepare for 2025 now. You want to be prepared. You want to be ready. You want to have the best year of your lives. You start preparing for that a whole quarter in advance. And I share that with you guys here today because I've done this in the past. I've done both. I've been the person that has slacked off the last quarter and I had a slow start to the year. But I've also been the person that took the last quarter very serious and then I had an amazing start to the year. Trust me when I tell you, I'd rather pick an amazing start to the year over a slow start to a year any day. Okay? And let me tell you guys why. Because when you have a slow start to the year, it's like a race. It takes time for you to pick up momentum. But when you have a great start to the year, you come into that new year already everything working in your favor. And it almost feels like nothing can ever go wrong. And you're almost on a high the whole year. And if we want to have one of those years, this is the time to have it. There's no more time for us to chill, for no more time for us to relax. Let's all be real quick. Put a reel in the chat box if you need to change your life in the next 6 or 12 months, right? Type real in the chat. Like, yo, Nano, to be real, I gotta change my life in the next 6 or 12 months. We don't have that time. You can't just sit here and be like, well, Nano, yeah, let's give it another 3 to 5 years. Daniel's like, real as AF, right? Real AF, right? We need to change our lives now, right? We need to make more money now. We need to get to the next level now. We need to do these things now. The time is right now. Okay? So if we want to change our lives now, we need to start moving with a sense of urgency. Okay? We have to start moving with a sense of urgency. With a lot of urgency. We can't just start. We can't be on, I'll read when I can. I'll jump on mornings with Nano whenever I can. I'll invest into myself whenever I can. I'll do the work. 1 week off, 1 week, yes. You have to make a decision, guys, that, the next 6 or 12 months, it's like my life is on the line. It's like your family's life is on the line, and you got to give it everything. This is the season right now. This is it right here. This is the time for you to make it happen. And every single day counts. Every day moving forward counts. Every book you read counts. Every morning routine rep you do counts. Okay? Everything you do moving forward, every gym session, every person you talk to, everything you're going to do now counts more because of the season that you're in. So we got to make this a priority moving forward now. Because how we start the year, it didn't matter. It's about how we finish the year now. And look, I'm sure all of us have had good times this year. And we've had also times where we were down. And that's part of life. But remember, the lows is what determines how high we go next. We are grateful for the highs, but the lows help us appreciate the highs even more. So if you want to change your life the next 6 or 12 months, understand that this is what it's all about right here, right now. If you're in a low moment and you're like, well, Nano, man, it's been hard for me this year. It's been difficult for me in my business. Understand that God did that for you to expose the areas in your life where you're weak, the areas in your life that you haven't been paying attention to. The only time God tests me from what I've seen and from my awareness, God tests me when I stop paying attention to the things I need to be paying attention to. When I stop strengthening the areas that I need to that I need to be strengthening. When I stop making other things a priority that are not a priority. He always tests me immediately. Oh, you're not going to make this a priority? Here's the test. Oh, you're not paying attention to this? Here's a test. So if you're being tested right now, it's because you haven't been paying attention. It's because you haven't been making things a priority. Anybody feel me with what I'm saying right now? Right? Has that happened to you guys as well? Has God been testing you in the areas that you haven't been paying attention to as much? Or you maybe been weak at? Or maybe you haven't been making it a priority? Maybe right now your distractions have been getting more attention than your priorities? That happens sometimes. I know that. That happens, guys. It happens to me. I get distracted and I let my distractions become more of a priority than my priorities. And guys are like, okay, you want to be more distracted? You want to let the enemy play a more part in your life than me? Best, say no more. Here's the test. And it'll come in different ways. Right, Nitty? Same for me, bro. I get it. I'm with you. So we got to be aware of that. Sometimes we think, oh, the devil's testing me. No, it's not the devil testing. It's God. Is God making you aware? He's waking you up. My daughter, my son, wake up. What are you doing? He tests you in those areas that you're weak because he needs you to get strong in those areas. If you're being tested right now, it's because you're weak in those areas. You're weak in your financial management. You're weak in your faith. You're weak with your health. You're weak in those specific areas. You have to strengthen those areas. You got to pay attention to those areas. And I want you guys to write this down. God does not bless. Let me go back. Let me make sure I get this thing. God does not bless who you pretend to be. He blesses who you really are. I'm going to repeat that again. God does not bless who you pretend to be. He blesses who you really are. You can't front. You can't put up a lie. He's not going to bless who you pretend to be. He's not going to bless the person that pretends to do their morning routine, the person that pretends to do the work, the person that pretends to be a believer. He's not going to bless that person. He's not going to bless you for pretending. He's going to bless who you really are. And if you haven't been blessed in the ways that you want to be blessed, it's because you've been a pretender and not a real one. You can't say you believe and then you get tested and you let it get the best of you. Okay? You can't say you believe and then you're not putting in the work every single day. Right? You know how you prove your faith? Through the work, through the tough times. That's when you know if somebody really has faith. My mentor once told me, he said, no, faith is work. Faith is work. And I'm like, bro, what do you mean by faith is work? He said, bro, the way that you prove your faith, the way that you prove that you really believe is while working when everybody else doesn't work. It's working your business. It's working on yourself. It's working every single day, even though you're in the face of challenges and all the things that happen in your life. That's faith. So now the question has to be, have you really been strengthening your faith? Because if you're letting the challenges and the test get the best of you, then guess what's happening, guys? You're not proving your faith. You're not. There's nothing to prove. You're not proving anything. You're letting it get the best of you. You're not showing up anymore. You stop going to the gym. You're not reading. You're not working on yourself. You're not building your business. You're making all the excuses in the book as to why you don't want to work. And remember, excuses only sound good to the ones making them. Excuses only sound good to the ones making them. So we make all these excuses and we're losing our faith. And remember, whatever we don't use, we lose. And that's why there's so many people out there in these streets walking with no faith, no belief, no confidence, because they're not using it. So we got to keep this in mind, guys, moving forward. And like Emmy said in the chat, this is not even the training. This has just been me. God just stepped in real quick and told me to say that to you guys here today. That's not even my training here today. But guess what? I something in my spirit told me I had to share that with you guys here today. I needed to hear that. This is just me having a conversation with you guys, like if you guys were sitting in my living room right now. This is a brother to brother, brother to sister conversation. It wasn't even the training. This wasn't even, I didn't write none of this down. There's no notes in front of me right now. It was just something that came from the spirit. Who needed to hear that this morning? Put a 1 in the chat box if you were someone who needed to hear that. Right? I think I'm going to put a 1 too, because I'm over here. I'm like, sheesh. I needed to hear that, Nano. I'm over here listening to what I'm saying to you guys, and I'm like, well, I could relate with that as well, you know? So you know, and like I always tell you guys, everything I say to you guys is from a place of love. It's from a place of, you know, wanting to see all of us grow and become better, right? And that's what life is all about. Okay. Now, today's training is a success formula, which goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about here. This has been always one of my favorite trainings of all time, right? Because the success formula is really simple. And I didn't want to make this call too long. I wanted to just teach you guys this because this is what is needed in order for you guys to get success over the next, you know, 6 to 12 months, right? And the success formula is very simple. It's 3 words, right? It's desire plus skills times faith equals success. Okay, so it's desire plus skills multiplied by faith. All right, equals success. So let's talk about the success formula so that everybody can understand it on a deeper level, right? So right now we're going into the last quarter of the year. Let's just call it the last quarter. Okay. And right now we all need to have something called a desire. Okay. A desire to be better, a desire for change, a desire to grow. We all need to have some kind of desire inside of us, right? But it can't just be any kind of desire. It needs to be a deep, burning desire. Okay. It can't just be any desire. It needs to be a deep, burning desire, something that you really, 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 really want, right? It's so important. It's so important. You need to have a deep, burning desire. It can't just be, you know, I just want to help myself make more money. That's not deep enough. Everybody wants to make more money. Okay. It can't just be, yo, Nana, I just want to get to the next level. Yes, it's good. Okay. But it's not burning desire. What do you really, really want? What do you want to do for your family? What do you want to do for your kids? Okay. How much money do you really need to change your life? What's the level in your business that you got to get to so that all your problems could disappear? What do you want to provide for others? Who do you want to help? Right? I want you guys to start digging deep inside of what you really, really want in life so that you can find your deep burning desire. Because a lot of us, we're basing our desires on what other people want. Well, other people want more money. Other people want more success, next levels, crypto portfolios, trading, all this stuff. Cool. It's awesome. Okay. But like my brother Jay Miles said in the chat box, desire is a starting point of all achievement. It's a starting point of all achievement. So we need to have a specific desire and we need to get deep with it. And we need to really identify what that really is. Okay. It has to be something that burns inside of us, that every single day when you wake up, you have to take a step forward towards that goal, towards that desire. It has to be to the point where it bothers you if you don't take action towards it. Like if you take a day off tomorrow towards your desire, it bothers you. You're disgusted that you didn't take action towards it. It has to be that deep. It can't just be a desire. It has to be a deep, burning desire. Okay. For example, I'll give you guys an example. My little brother just went to New York. He spent the weekend with my parents. He calls me. He calls me with a look in his eyes. And I'm talking with him on the phone. I'm on FaceTime with him. And he's like, damn, bro. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, I was like, yo, it's a humbling experience, right? Going back home after so many months. He was like, yeah, bro, but it's not even that, bro. And I'm like, what is it, bro? He's like, bro, we got to get our parents out of here, bro. And he almost starts getting emotional, bro. He's like, bro, I like the environment that our parents are in, bro. Like, we live good in Tampa. We live good. You live good in Miami. We've gotten out first, bro, but it's time for us to get our parents out of the hood, bro. we got to get them out of here. I know that they want to live here. I know that you help them with the bills and everything like that, bro, but we need to get him out of here, bro. And he's saying that like the same way I'm saying it to you guys. He is like, bro, I don't know what we got to do. I don't know how much money we got to save, but we need to put a deposit down on a house at some point in 2025 for our parents. We need to get them out of here, bro. Their life is just slipping away in these streets, bro, in this apartment. And I felt something go down my body as he was telling me that, because that's what I've been working towards. Yes, I was able to get out, and sometimes you have to be the one that leaves first so that you can lead people. But having your little brother feel this, I was like, bro, this is what I've been feeling, Lico. My little brother's name is Lico. This is what I've been feeling from my parents, bro. He like, bro, our parents have worked way too hard, bro, the last 30 years of our lives, bro. He like, it's time, bro. He was like, yo, we need to get on some obsess, like on some like Mamba mentality. We need to do whatever it takes now, bro. And we don't have a lot of time. And I remember just that conversation with him. And that right there touched me. It almost touched me, but it broke me as well. Because if it came from him, I know it's real. And remember, that's my burning desire, right? Me and my little brother, we have a desire to really help our parents, right? I know that we have people on this call that may have not, that you may not have that relationship with your parents, or maybe it's somebody else in your life, or so on and so forth. You got to find what that deep burning desire is for you. For some of you, maybe it may be your kids. You know, for some of you, it may be your own situation. You know, it may be just your own situation that you want to get yourself out of, right? And for everybody's going to be a little bit different, but you know, I want you guys to understand that's what keeps me burning every day. People ask me all the time, well, Neno, how can you be so consistent every day? Because of my parents, bro. How can you show up in the test of failure, in the test of everything? I have a burning desire to help my family, to help my team. Right? It's not just my parents. I have a team as well. I see how hard some of the leaders on my team work. I see how much sacrifices the leaders in my organization are making every single day. Right now, I have the best team that I've ever had in the 7 years of me doing network marketing. If you could just see the leaders that I have working within our organization, the amount of sacrifices that those individuals make, the amount of work through the ups, through the downs, that's part of my burning desire as well. I can't stop because I got leaders in the organization that are not just counting on me, but they're counting on this vision that we have to make it happen. The burning desire is so deep inside that there's nothing that can stop me from getting to where we want to go to. Because not only do I have parents that are counting on me, I also got a team of leaders that we're on a mission and a vision to make it all happen. And the thing is, we need each other, because our goals is for us to do that for our families. So it's not just about me. Yes, I have a deep burning desire personally, but I also have a deep burning desire for my team and my leaders in my organization as well, that I'd be willing to do anything for it, be willing to die for it. Truth be told, that's how real it is. And like I said, I'm sharing my burning desire with you guys so you guys have an idea of what your burning desire could be. For everyone, it could be different, but it has to be something that is so deep that it can make you cry. It has to be that deep that it makes you cry. It makes you, it doesn't let you, it gets you out of bed. Even on the days that are hard, you still go and show up. You have to have that kind of desire. Because guess what? It's going to be hard. There's going to be days that you're not going to want to wake up. There's going to be days that you're not going to want to go to the gym. There's going to be days where you're going to have tough days. But what's going to keep you going in those times? That's the question. What's going to be that burning desire that regardless of what's happening in your life, you're going to show up, you're going to do your morning routine, you're going to build your business, and you're going to do what's required. That's the key. So that's the first step to the burning desire, which is what? Finding it. I know what my deep burning desire is. Find your deep burning desire. So first step to the formula is desire. Second step to the formula is desire plus skills. Okay. The skills now. Now, the skills has to do with whatever you're doing in life. I know that on this call, we have people from all walks. Obviously, we have people on this call that trade. We have people on this call that do crypto. We have people on this call that do network marketing. We have people on this call that do sales, life insurance. We have people on this call that do solar sales, all different type of stuff, right? Real estate, everything, right? Working a job, whatever it is. We have to find what are going to be the skills that are going to help us accomplish the success. Okay. What are the skills that you're going to work on every single day? Okay. I've told you guys this in the past, and I'll say this again. I believe one of the best skills that you can learn is the skill of sales, in my opinion. Okay. Because in sales is a low barrier of entry, and it's all going to be based off of your own personal efforts. Okay. And you will be paid in direct proportion to the value that you bring. I don't know what you guys do. I don't know what everybody on this call does. But if you can learn the skill set of sales, you can never go broke. Okay. Is there other great skills that you can learn? Yes. But I'm going to keep it very general based off of what you do here and what we talk about here, because I don't know where everybody's at here. Okay. I'm not going to tell you guys to do what I do because I don't know if you're interested in doing what I do. So I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I believe that one of the best skills that you can learn is the skill set of sales. Learning how to sell products and services so you can get paid for your worth. Okay. It don't matter if you're selling houses, if you're selling solar, if you're selling life insurance, if you're selling credit, if you're selling network marketing products or services. You have to find a way to get in the industry of sales, some kind of shape, way, or form. Okay. I believe that during this time, that's one of the best skills that every single one of us can learn and start getting aligned with. Okay. Because right now, I'm telling you guys, people are looking for people that are high level sales. Every top company, every top industry is looking for people to sell. Okay, that's how it works, guys. Don't ever let anybody tell you that sales is this thing. Oh, you don't want to be. Guys, we're being sold every day. As a matter of fact, the advertisements on YouTube, what do you think they're doing on those ads on YouTube? They're selling you. Those commercials on TV, what do you think they're doing? They're selling you. Social media, what do you think all those ads are for? It's to sell you. So instead of you being the one being sold to, okay, on a day-to-day basis, we are sold many times. I forgot what the statistics are. I think that on a day-to-day basis, there's an attempt to sell you on something. I think it was 8 to 10 times a day. Because think about it, on the radio, on advertisements, on the boards, wherever you look at, okay, people calling you, right? The random phone calls, all of those things. Everyone is trying to sell you something. Okay. So instead of you being the one sold to and you being the consumer, why don't you learn how to be the one that sells and become the producer? And become someone that sells, that provides a service to others. Doesn't matter what it is, right? You can still do what you're doing. Okay. But find something where you can provide a service to other people so that you can make extra money that's based off of your effort. Okay. Based off of your effort. I sell many things. Okay. But guess what? That's what allows me to live the life that I live. And that's the reason why I have these skills. Because I know that at any time I can sell something and I can make a lot of money from it because of the sales aspect of it. So become really, really good in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. I wish I could get more deep into it because obviously, there's a lot that goes into it, but and I would have to be specific in one specific subject, but sales is sales anywhere you go. You got to provide a service to people. Okay. You got to be really good at handling objections. Okay. People are going to object you. You got to be really good at handling objections. You got to be really good at following up. Okay. You got to be really, really good at following up because not everybody's going to buy on the first exposure. Okay. You got to be really good at presenting your product. Okay. You got to be great at presenting your product or your service, right? These are all skills that you need to learn if you are in the industry of sales. Okay. Be a really good presenter, be a really good closer. All these things you gotta be really, really good. So find the people. My mentor always told me, he said, Nano, success is really common sense. Find somebody that has the results that you want, do exactly what they do, and you will get the results that they have. That's how I got good at what I do with network marketing. Luckily for me, my best friend is the #3 network marketer in the whole entire world, right? But before he was the #3 network marketer in the world, I used to sit next to him and watch him close deals. I sat next to him while he was presenting the business. I sat next to him while he was following up. I watched him. I sat there and studied one of the best at what he does, right? I found somebody that has what I wanted, right? And then I learned how he did everything. I learned how he invited people. I learned how he prospected people. I learned how he closed people, how he edified people, how he presented the business, how he closed. I learned everything from him. And I sat there and I was just a student. And then once I found out how he did it, then I started doing it. Boom, 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 boom. And then guess what? By law, I started getting the results. Because that's all success is, guys. Success is finding somebody that has what you want, do what they do, you get what they have. That's all success is. Find somebody that has what you want. Okay, boom, this person has what I want. Now let me do what they do. And then you will get the results that they have. Today, I have not as much money as he's made, but I'm in the process of getting there. And I'm on my own journey. Okay, I understand that. I praise my journey. I'm happy with my journey because I know everything takes its time and everybody's journey is a little bit different. Okay, so you got to find your lane. You got to find your person and learn from those people. Ask for their mentorship. Okay, gain perspective, read books. Okay, you guys come to my house, you guys will see I have books all over my house, all over my, living room and office and on my desk right next to my nightstand. I have books everywhere. Why? Because I'm always feeding my mind. So you got to learn the skills. Okay, like I said, that is with respect to whatever you guys are doing, but you got to get really, really good at what you do. Become the best. Become irreplaceable. What could make you irreplaceable? That's the question you got to ask. How much more do you need to learn to make yourself an irreplaceable in your business or in your field? Okay, that's the second step to the method. Now, this is the most important step. We said desire, right? I have the deep burning desire. I'm hungry. I want to help my mom. I want to help my dad. I want to put my leaders in a position to elevate their lives better than ever. I have a deep burning desire for that. I have the skills. Okay. I build a very successful network marketing business and a brand of my own. Okay. I'm very grateful for everything that I've been building with my network marketing business and with my Mornings with Nano brand. Okay. I've literally dedicated my life to those two things right there. So those are my skills. But now we got to multiply that by the most important word, which is faith. Can everybody type faith in the chat box for me? Which we were just talking about. Faith is believing in the things that you cannot yet see. You see, I have my desire. I have my skills. this desire and these skills are gonna, are in direct alignment with what I want to accomplish in life. Okay. This is in alignment with what I want to do for my parents. This is in alignment with what I want to do for the leaders in my business. I want to create many six-figure earners that are going out there and retiring their families, their kids, so on and so forth. Okay. These things are all going to lead to that. So if I ask for that, I ask God, I want a house for my parents. I want to create multiple 6 and 7 figure earners from all the leaders in my business. I want to travel the world. I want to do this. God is now going to test my faith. Because even though I cannot yet see those things, he's going to test my faith for authenticity, to see if I really want those things. And I need to be someone that's prepared for those things. And sometimes the thing is, we ask for things, but we forget that we need to be prepared for those things in order for us to receive it. So I asked for millions. I asked for a house for my parents. I asked for these things, but now God is going to be like, okay, in order for me to give you those things, I need you to be better in this area, this area, this area, and this area, as an example. And what ends up happening is now he tests me in those areas. He's going to test me in those areas. He says, well, Neno, let's say, for example, your self-confidence is not all there. I'm going to test your confidence. Neno, you suck at financial management. I'm going to test your financial management. He's going to test you in the areas where you're weak to strengthen those areas. Because you need to have strength in your faith in order for you to be able to be deserving of the things that you're asking for. So this is what I say. Don't complain that you're being tested. You should be grateful. You should be grateful that you're being tested in those areas. Because that's God telling you, I'm preparing you. He's preparing us, guys. He doesn't want to see you down. He's preparing you. He needs to make you strong. This world is tough. This world is dark. This world is messed up. And if you don't have the right strength for it, it will destroy you like it's destroyed millions of other people. So if God is testing you, it's because he needs you to strengthen in those areas in your life. That's why one of my favorite Bible quotes of all time is Job 5:17. He said, blessed are the ones whom God corrects. So do not despise the discipline of the Almighty. One of my favorite quotes. Like when I read it, you ever read a quote off the Bible and it just jumps off the page and it like smacks you in the face? That was what that Bible verse did for me. I was reading the book of Job, and I read that, and it was the only quote in the Bible at that moment. For that moment, and then I read it again and again. I put it on a post-it note, and I read it over and over and over again. Job 5:17. I'll repeat it again. Blessed are the ones whom God corrects. Blessed. Think about it. Most people complain, yo, God is correcting me. God is testing me. Oh, they complain. But look at what he said. Blessed. Blessed are the ones whom God corrects. So do not despise the discipline of the Almighty. Blessed are the ones. We are blessed. All of us on this call, regardless of what you believe in, we are all blessed. We are all blessed. You know why we're all blessed? First off, because we all woke up today and we're all on this call watching this from our $1,000 phone, $1,000 laptop with working Wi-Fi. You guys are already beyond blessed, believe it or not. Believe it or not, every one of you guys that are watching this call, you guys are beyond blessed. Blessed is it's an understatement compared to how blessed we actually are. We have clean drinking water. We have roof over our heads. You guys, some of you guys got a job. Okay. You guys got a business, a vehicle, you got a good community. All these things, we are blessed beyond our own beliefs. You don't even understand it. Sometimes we get caught up in what we don't have that we forget what we do have. And that's the reality of our world. We get so caught up in what we don't have that we forget to be grateful for what we do have. And that's how real it is. It's 11:11. And that's the reality of the situation. You're gonna have a deep burning desire for what you want. You're gonna have to work on those skills each and every single day, but then you have to multiply it by faith, and your faith is gonna be tested. Faith will be tested for authenticity. Always remember that. Your faith will be tested for authenticity. Because, like one of my favorite quotes says, faith that has not been tested cannot be trusted. You can't be trusted yet. It's think about it. Think about a relationship. The only way you can really test if someone is really with you is if they make it through with you through a tough time. Am I right or am I wrong? Right? The only way to really know if somebody's really, really with you when you're in a relationship, they prove themselves when they go through a tough time with you. Right or wrong? Let me know in the chat. It could be all good when everything is good, everything is lovey-dovey, honeymoon stage, so on and so forth, right? But you know who's really with you when you go through a tough time. You know who's really your friend when you go through a tough time. You know who really cares about you when things get hard. That's who you know who's really with you. It's the same thing with faith. It's the same thing with faith. God is going to know if he can trust you when he puts you through a tough time. Let me see how this person acts in the face of failure. That's why in the story of Job in the Bible, when he took everything from him, he took his kids, wife, all his wealth, everything, because he kept his faith through the whole entire process. At the end of the story, God not only gave him back everything, but he doubled it. He doubled his wealth because you know what? He stayed true in the test of challenge. That's the same is true for us. We will be tested. If you guys haven't read that story in the Bible, that was the first story I ever read in the Bible. Story of Job changed my life. Especially if you're going through a tough time and you need some perspective, I guarantee you that's the only story you need to read. And it's actually a short read. It's not a long read. It's actually a really, really good read that everybody could understand. It's a life changer. Ever since I read that story, I know that nothing I go through in life, it's nothing. Compared to what Job went to in that, it's nothing. And I got to give a lot of credit to my sis Stephanie for putting me on. She said, Nano, you got to read this. She knew what I was going through in that time. She said, Nano, read the story of Job. It'll change your life. Now, I didn't only read it once. I read it like 3 or 4 times already. That's how powerful of a story it is. And it's a great story to give you perspective on life and on the tests that you're going to deal with and how you should handle them and how you should wait. And at the end of it, you will be blessed not only for staying through, but you'll be blessed double. Faith is everything, guys. In this journey, it's going to be a lot. Some people tell me sometimes that my faith is too blind because I'm like, bro, I have blind faith. I believe already. That's it. I understand how the journey goes. When you've gone through so many tests, because you know what I've realized, guys, and I'll end it with this. You know what I've realized? Every time I get tested, okay, every time I get tested, and every time I pass the test, I'm always blessed on the other side. Every time. I've been tested so many times the last 7 years. But isn't it amazing how usually at the end of every one of those tests, there's a reward behind it? So it's like, why would I let the test that I'm going through destroy me when I know there's a reward at the end of it, when I know that there's something better on the other side? Why would I lose my faith? Okay. Why would I lose my faith? Why would I complain? Why would I get down on myself? Why would I stop doing the work when I know that on the other side of all these problems and all these challenges, there's a reward. Don't lose your faith, guys. On the other side of whatever you're going through, on the other side of those challenges, there's a big blessing. On the other side of that fear, there's a big blessing. You're going to win no matter what. But you know what? Sometimes you got to get tested. And some of you don't know how to deal with failure. So God is going to make you fail a lot until you learn how to deal with failure. I've learned how to deal with failure very well. I don't let failure affect me anymore. I pop the champagne when I fail now. So it's very, very important that you guys all understand this. And I say that with respect that I understand everybody goes through different things and we're all going through different things. I can't imagine what some of you guys are going through. Might be time to write a book, my guy. I agree, Jared. I keep being told that, so I think it's really time for me to write that book. I got to start writing my book. I already know the name of the book. I just got to start writing it. Who knows? Nano's book 2025. I may need to start writing that book. It's going to be incredible. But guys, that's the success formula right there. It's desire plus skills times faith equals success. If you guys follow what I just said, this formula over the next 6 to 12 months, you get that deep burning desire, you develop the skills, and you develop your faith. It's only a matter of time before you get success. So if you guys got value from today's call, type success in the chat box. Let's put it out there into the world. Let's let everybody know that success is our abundance. Success is our birthright. We are already successful. Okay, all of us are successful already. We already have everything that we want. It's just a matter of time before that success shows up in our reality, fam. That wraps it up for today's call. I want to thank the 200 plus individuals that jumped on today's call. I am very, very grateful for each and every single one of you guys. If you guys want to learn more about my lessons, my teachings, everything, remember, I also have a podcast, okay, that's available on Apple. It's available on Spotify. It's available on Amazon, SoundCloud. It's all over the streaming services based off of what you use, guys. So you can always get it, okay? You can find it by Mornings with Nano. Please subscribe. Remember, guys, I give you guys all this free value. The only thing I ask in return is that you guys leave a review, leave a comment, subscribe, show some love so that we can push those numbers, because my goal is to get the Mornings with Nano podcast, okay, back into the top 100 so that then we can push down all the way to the top 25 so we can do some big things with this community and with everything that we have here. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I would highly, appreciate you guys, subscribing to this channel, sharing it with a friend, sharing it with a family. For those who don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at Long Live Nano. So if you guys want to give me a follow on Instagram, check me out, and you guys want to know when these calls are going to be consistently dropped, if you go to the link in my bio, I have a chat there, and I usually drop the links every Tuesday and Thursday there. They're absolutely free. If you want to be a part of my private community on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, then reach out to me privately and I will get you guys plugged in. All right, guys. But with that being said, that wraps up today's session. I will see you guys next Tuesday and next Thursday. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you guys that take the time to jump on these calls. I pray God continues to bless you guys. I pray that any challenges that you're going through in life, okay, that they get eliminated, but that most importantly, you learn those lessons, because that's the purpose behind those challenges. All right, guys. I always do a little prayer at the end of the call just to make sure that we leave the call with the right intentions and that we make sure that we are grateful for everything. So I do this in respect of whatever you guys believe in. If you got to hop off, then I also understand. But if you want to stay, I'm going to just do a quick prayer for us, just practicing some gratitude, nothing crazy, and we'll end it right there. All right, so if everybody can just bow their heads really quick and let's pray. Father God, we just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Thursday morning. Because you woke us up today, we know that you are not done working on us, Father. So thank you so much for our health. Thank you for the wisdom that you continue to pour into us. Thank you for this community that you've created where we can all come together and learn from you, and we can all come together and hold each other accountable for the things that we want. Thank you for the challenges that you've put in our lives to make us better, to make us stronger. We are grateful for all the challenges, and we apologize if we ever complain. We understand how blessed we are, and we know that you're doing everything for a greater good. Thank you for this family. Thank you for, always being there for us, holding our hand through the process. Thank you for eliminating anything in our lives that is not serving us, or it's not serving our purpose. Thank you for healing us. Thank you for it all, God. I wish I can sit here and say thank you, but I could literally be here all day thanking you for everything that you're doing for us. We're so, so grateful. I speak on behalf of the hundreds of people that are on the call right now. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you're doing for us, for all the overtime work that you're doing. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you're doing now and for everything you're going to do in the future. We love you so much and we appreciate you. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you. God is the greatest. He has blessed us in ways that we can never even imagine, guys. So we got to just be thankful. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the lessons, for the love, for the people, everything. We are so, so grateful. Thank you, God, for it all. All right, guys. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the podcast. There's a bunch of new episodes out right now. Really, really good ones. I hope you guys have a beautiful one. God bless you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next call on Tuesday. God bless. Thank you, guys.